One of the most recognisable peaks on the planet, Mont Blanc is steeped in history as the birthplace of alpinism, and now it provides a stunning backdrop for the world's most famous trail running race. It's the Ultra Trail du Mont Blanc, a gruelling 170-kilometre loop with 10,000 metres of vertical gain. Every August, ultra runners from all over the world descend on Chamonix, a small French commune that lies in the shadow of Mont Blanc, close to the Italian and Swiss borders. They're here to measure themselves against the mountain and to test their own physical and mental limits. Just getting to the start line is a major achievement involving many years of hard work and sacrifice, because what lies ahead is anything but a walk in the park. For most of the starters, it's 3 days and 2 nights of combat, battling high altitude, cold, hunger, sleep deprivation, bad weather and fatigue. They all dream of reaching the finish line, but nearly 40% of the field will end up quitting the race. It's impossible to simply turn up and run the UTMB. Participants have to qualify, testing themselves on other trail races before tackling the monster. That's the case for Daniela from Chile, who dreams of running the UTMB one day. This year she's running the OCC for the second time.
In this kind of race, ultra races, you feel happy at the beginning, then you feel bad, then you feel sad, and then you feel super happy. I really like that. I really like live a whole life just in one race.
In 2018, Daniela completed the OCC in 8.5 hours.
I really suffered the last kilometers. So yeah, I think I'm ready to do better now.
The next generation of trail runners also get a chance to stretch their legs during UTMB week, which is often a family affair. Event director Catherine Poletti was keen to add these mini UTMB races for children whose parents are preparing to tackle the mountains. Pierre is here with his family as he gears up for a first tilt at the UTMB. The 30-year-old is no stranger to this event. It's my first participation in the UTMB, but I've done the CCC twice and the TDS once. So it's my 4th year taking part in a UTMB race, but this time it's the big one. My mum, my dad and my sister are here, and they're really excited about following me. It's like a big family outing. It's nice. It means that we can enjoy it together. A semi-elite runner, Pierre is hoping for a top 100 finish on the UTMB. Daniela, meanwhile, is preparing to start the OCC.
Ready to go. I'm a little nervous, but most of the time I'm trying to be quiet and calm and just eat some chocolate. Chocolate helps to me.
The OCC is a fast-paced outing between Orcières and Chamonix. The elite runners will blitz through the course in just over 5 hours, but there's a maximum time limit of 14.5 hours for those who prefer to pace themselves.
Really great for now. A bit warm, but it's okay. The landscape is beautiful.
Nice and easy does it. It's beautiful here. After an hour and a half of racing, Daniela has made it to the first checkpoint in Champay, and still with a smile on her face. Back in Chamonix, thousands of other runners are gearing up for their different races. The Race Organisation Centre is a hive of activity because there's plenty to be done before getting out on the trails. Japanese runner Tomonori is here to check that he has all the mandatory equipment before taking part in one of the week's most challenging races, the TDS.
I know TDS is so tough, but it's more tougher now, so I'm gonna try myself to do it.
Well, the TDS is wilder and more technical than the UTMB, and this year it's even been extended. The The runners will cover nearly 25 kilometres more than last year with an extra 1,800 metres of vertical gain. A daunting prospect for Tomonori and the rest.
I live in a suburban area of Tokyo, so I'm quite close to the hills and the little mountains, so that's where I run, train myself. But I don't run much, I'm just an ordinary runner, so I'm very scared, to tell the truth. I'm very scared. You know what I mean. It's get much brutal, I think.
As if the TDS wasn't hard enough, the race gets underway in the middle of the night.
I feel pretty good. I slept 5 hours, so I should be all right.
Nearly 1,800 hardy souls are doing the TDS this year, and they need to have their wits about them from the word go. Running in the dark requires keen concentration, especially with several early climbs to an altitude of over 2,000 metres. At least the runners aren't all alone. Every year, spectators line the route to cheer them on, which can be a vital psychological boost. I'm waiting for my boyfriend, but since he's at the back, I've got time to get to know everyone. Tomonori, who's already completed the CCC, TDS and UTMB, is in no hurry.
Surviving. Still surviving.
Well, throughout the course, there are aid stations where runners can take on food and drink, have a rest, or even receive medical attention.
How do you feel? Pretty good, actually. Yeah, it's my surprise. Pretty good so far. I'll be going this way. See ya.
Well, running these trials is all about managing your efforts. Go too fast and you will soon be running on empty, but too slow and you risk missing the time cuts. The road winding its way back into France with plenty of curious onlookers. Up past the Fort de la Platte towards the Passo Pralognan, the toughest pass on the TDS. And some of the runners are starting to feel the burn. Yep, just not in the mood today. The only thing I want is to be at the finish line. Spaniard Pablo Villa, meanwhile, scampering away towards victory in the men's race. Back on the OCC, Daniela is still plugging away. She's now been running for 4 hours, but there is a long way to go.
I just don't want to think that I'm just in the first half of the race. But it's okay.
Trail runners have to keep an eye on their blood sugar levels, which will drop because of these intense efforts.
Thank you. Let's go. Here we go again. This is the second uphill. It's really, really hard, so I have in my mind that uphill now.
Well, let's leave Daniela to her climb as we catch up with another runner back in Chamonix. Delphine is here for the UTMB, but being with her 3 children has somewhat modified her training plans.
Jamais je serais allée faire du rafting.
Well, I would never have gone whitewater rafting if they weren't here. I'd have stayed in bed with my legs elevated, eating almonds, studying the course, and it would have been really boring. But instead, I've had a great morning. So now I'm looking for non-walking, non-trail related activities in Chamonix. I've been getting to know a different side of it.
Là, l'UTMB, c'est parce que c'est le...
I'm doing the UTMB because it's the holy grail for trail runners. We all dream of doing it one day. But what I love particularly in this race is that there are people from all over the world. I think there are 100 nationalities represented in all, only 30% French. It's great. You're running alongside people from Japan, Peru, which I find crazy. It feels like taking part in the Olympics. Well, the big day has finally arrived. Ahead of the UTMB, 2,500 runners gather on Chamonix's famous Central Plaza, which celebrates the triangle of friendship between France, Italy and Switzerland. The race's reputation has now spread far beyond the Alps, though. It has become a truly global phenomenon. Pierre is getting a sense of that. He can tell that the UTMB is a very different animal from the CCC or the TDS. It's indescribable. You really feel the power of the UTMB. You can tell something big is happening. It's incredible. My parents, my sister and my daughter are here to share this adventure with me. For the start, they'll be at the apartment that we've rented because it has a balcony with a view of the race, so they'll be here to cheer us on.
C'est parti, c'est parti. T'arrives à respirer?
Are you managing to breathe okay? No? Well, Delphine is running with her best friend Leslie, with whom she's been training for a year. It's their first UTMB.
Donc là, on est un peu stressé.
We're a bit stressed out right now. The atmosphere is electric.
Ça y est, on y est.
Okay, this is it. Here we go. Well, we're going to hear the start in 8 minutes or 7 minutes, 8 or 9 maximum. We might see Vincent go past and then Dad won't be far behind him. With a bit of rain before the start hasn't dampened the atmosphere on the start line, the runners are ready to get stuck into the world's most prestigious trail race. Catherine and Michelle Paletti, who created the UTMB back in 2003, have the best seats in the house as the 17th edition finally gets underway. There he is, look. There are lots of people running the UTMB. Lots and lots and lots. Well, the Spanish men certainly enjoying themselves this year. Pau Capel seized the lead early in the UTMB and kept it all the way to Chamonix. But there's a great deal more to this race than just the performances of the elite runners. It's a red letter day in the Ultra Trail calendar, but it's also a celebration for the 18 communes along the route who have worked so hard to make the event a success. As daylight fades, the runners start to feel the strain, although the elites can't afford to take their foot off the gas. At the aid station in Les Contamines, Pierre is coming along nicely, and his number one fan is very impressed. Oh, sweetheart, that's so cute. Thank you. You're doing well. You're about 10 minutes ahead of schedule. And in the rankings, I'm okay, right? Yeah, but I think you're top 80. Good luck. Well, a solid start for Pierre then, but Delphine has been struggling on the early part of the course. I'm looking for my friend. She's in pink somewhere. I've been rolling around on the floor in pain. It's the first time in my life that I've had a stomach problem. It was really bad.
Mais alors j'ai eu très mal.
I'm going to go and find her.
Moi je la trouve pas.
Well, I couldn't see her. I'm making lots of rookie mistakes. I almost lost my poles. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not focused at all. I need to get a grip or I won't make the time cuts.
Il va falloir que je me ressaisisse là, parce que sinon je vais pas passer les barrières horaires. Voilà.
Thanks. See you later. Well, runners feed off the energy of the crowd when they're heading through the various towns and villages along the route, but the hardest sections come when they find themselves alone in the wilderness. The sun rises on the second day of the UTMB. The views are breathtaking, but after 15 hours of running, the efforts are beginning to take their toll. At this stage, the race is as much about mental strength as it is about physical prowess. It's the same story on the OCC, where Daniela is having to dig deep.
This is so hard, man.
Can you explain to me why?
It's too hot. It's too hot. My stomach hurts. I just went to cross the finish line. Okay. Yeah, it's okay. I just need to stay positive. Just enjoy. The pain is not here. Yeah, so much better now. I got this. I got this, yeah.
Back on the UTMB, the fastest runners have already covered 2/3 of the course, and Pierre is among them. After 20 hours of non-stop running, he has reached the Swiss village of Champais, but he's close to breaking point. Come on, Pierre, come on. You have to keep going. I can't go on. I'm stopping. Everyone's at their limit right now. I'm going to abandon. Stop. Stop it. I'm going to quit. It's stupid to take risks. You've got a flat section, then another climb, and then in Trion we can catch up and see how it's going. Okay? Let's try that. Tomonori, meanwhile, has survived the new look TDS.
Well, it was brutal, new TDS. It's something different. Okay. More wider and more technical. I'm gonna call it Super TDS. Yeah. Finally, I'm back. Yeah.
Back on the UTMB, Pierre is feeling better. My blood sugar's back up, I had a rest, we've talked, and I'm going to try to go a bit further. I'm looking forward to later on to see if he keeps going, but the fact that he has set off again is already a victory. Well, while the winners are being celebrated in Chamonix, most of the UTMB runners are preparing for a second night in the mountains. More than half of those who successfully complete the race will spend over 40 hours on the course. The runners have already covered the equivalent of 3 marathons by the time they reach Champais, and with a lot more climbing. For Delphine and the rest, the end is in sight.
Comment ça va?
Ça va, ça va.
How are you doing?
Un peu dur là quand même.
Okay, okay. It's a bit hard though. 3 climbs to go, but I'm okay. I got a bit discouraged at the last aid station in La Foulie.
Et pas très envie de repartir.
I didn't want to set off again, but, well, here I am.
C'est très très long.
It's very, very long.
Trop long.
Far too long. And it's hard to train,
C'est dur de
to be looking after the kids, to be working, all up in Paris.
Tout ça à Paris.
It's hard to have a good enough level. But for the time being, it seems to be going okay, which isn't so bad.
Déjà pas si mal.
It's 11:30 p.m. when Delphine leaves Champay, and at almost exactly the same moment, Pierre is arriving at the finish line in Chamonix. After hitting a wall in Switzerland, he's recovered to achieve his objective, a top 100 finish on the UTMB, 29 hours, 22 minutes, 26 seconds. What's amazing is that I've really learned a lot today. The race is never, never over. I was on the verge of quitting. I came out of Champay in 177th place and I was running without great conviction. But then I had a strong finish to come 95th. I managed to gain 80 places in 30 kilometres. It's the third and final day for the majority of the UTMB field who are preparing for a long descent into Chamonix. Having come through the night, Delphine knows that it's now in the bag.
Oh, je suis contente parce que j'ai l'impression qu'on
I'm happy because I get the impression that we're all going to finish, and that was our dream. There were 4 of us. 3 of us just wanted to finish, and Fabien was aiming for under 30 hours. That's remarkable, and that's something that he managed to do. So he managed to get some sleep last night. I'm just crossing my fingers that everyone is going to be happy this evening. Well, no matter the race, no matter the runner, and no matter the time, there is absolutely no feeling like crossing that finish line.
Oh my god, I'm crying!
The UTMB is over, but these memories will last a lifetime because they have passed the ultimate test of running and being.